What's up, Eagles fans? Fran Duffy here with Tony Pauline from DraftAnalyst.com. We're here at Lad People Stadium. The week of practice is over at the Senior Bowl. So, Tony, let me present this question to you. We're going to pick the 6 players who helped themselves the most here during the week of practice. Not the best players, but the guys who helped their stock the most as we get closer and closer to the 2019 NFL Draft. I will pose that to you. Who is the number 1 player for you that helped their stock the most this week in practice?
First, I like Andre Dillard, the left tackle from Washington State. I graded him as a third-rounder coming into the week. There's no doubt in my mind he's an early second-round choice. Could be a late first-rounder to the Eagles. I love this footwork. I love this ability in pass protection. He primarily lined up at left tackle and was able to stop anyone he faced off against. Played some right tackle. Needs to improve his run-blocking strength, but I think he showed the athleticism, sensational footwork, and he's got great fundamentals. Definitely improved the stock at least a whole round.
Yeah, I feel like Andre Dillard coming into the week was my number 1 tackle. We said that in the preview piece. But another guy I'm going to talk about is an offensive tackle from Alabama State, and Titus Howard has played left tackle and right tackle throughout his career. I thought he was outstanding. I know you were a big fan of his game as well. Showed the athleticism, the strength, the power to move people in the run game. Great kid as well. Had a chance to talk with him on Tuesday morning at Media Day. I was really impressed with Titus Howard, who I thought showed the complete package here this week.
My number 2 guy would be Arizona State defensive lineman Rennell Wren. We spoke about him in October on the Journey to the Draft podcast, and I said he had been moving up draft boards faster than any defensive lineman in the nation. He proved it here. He was absolutely dominant from the first practice on Tuesday, was blowing people away in one-on-ones, was double-teamed. He was still getting push up the field and collapsing the pocket. Continued that momentum the Wednesday and Thursday. A lot of people thought coming into this week he was more of a 4th, 5th rounder. I'm hearing right now the latest Rennell Wren will go is in the 3rd round.
Interesting. Well, I really had my eyes on that cornerback group from the South squad. And really, Lonnie Johnson, Isaiah Johnson, Rock Ya-Sin, those 3 players really were guys I was focused on. And to me, Lonnie Johnson from Kentucky really separated himself. He's got great size, athleticism, very aggressive. He had a big hit in Thursday's practice on wide receiver Hunter Renfrow down in the flat. I think you look at Lonnie Johnson as a guy who's got a lot of the physical tools. If he goes to the combine in February and has a strong day, I feel like he could be working into that day 2 mix. So Lonnie Johnson from Kentucky, big corner, I think really helped himself.
One guy who definitely worked himself into the day 2 of the draft is Terrell Hanks, the outside linebacker from New Mexico State. He was the best linebacker here each day of practice. Very athletic, a 3-down player, not so much a blitzer, but a guy who showed the ability to get great depth on his pass drops, was the best linebacker hands down in coverage drills. He's also known as a good run defender, a 3-down player that you can use on outside. You can use him 3rd and short to defend the run. You could use him on 3rd and 5 to cover the pass. Scouts are raving about Terrell Hanks. He's a guy who probably had 4th round grades coming into the week. Definitely a top 60, top 75 pick now.
Yeah, and then one final guy. We saw a bunch of juniors here at the Senior Bowl, a bunch of redshirt juniors who had graduated, so they had their degree, they were eligible. So of that group, the one who really stood out most to me was Penny Hart from Georgia State. Undersized receiver for sure, 5'8", 180 pounds soaking wet, but this guy's got juice. He can work vertically. He's got some suddenness to create separation, showed the ability to be a crafty route runner throughout the course of the week. I was impressed watching his film from Wednesday's practice indoors. I thought he was really good that day in practice inside. And I think when you look at Penny Hart, he shows the ability to stretch the field, which in this receiver class, look, we have to get through these juniors, a lot of juniors declare for the draft, but in this senior class, I thought he showed the ability to be a vertical threat. So Penny Hart, a guy to me that really helped himself here this week in Mobile. But Tony, that'll do it. Another trip down here to Lad People Stadium, and we've got a lot to cover here over the next few weeks before the scouting combine out in Indianapolis. For Tony Pauline, I'm Fran Duffy. Thanks for watching our Senior Bowl coverage here on PhiladelphiaEagles.com.